Palestinians in Cape Town are protesting. SABC News reporter Vanessa Poonah has more for us. Vanessa, thank you so much for your time. Where exactly are you in Cape Town? And can you tell us what is happening there at the moment?
Yes, good afternoon to you. And currently we're finding ourselves in front of the South African Jewish Museum in Hatfield Road in Cape Town, where behind me you'll see quite a number of people from the Palestine Solidarity Campaign and other supporters where they've gathered here. Of course, this picket comes just after a vigil, a silent vigil that took place at the St. George's Cathedral earlier this afternoon, a pro-Palestinian vigil that took place, and speaking to the Dean of the St. George's Cathedral, Michael Reeder, explaining that it will happen every Wednesday for as long as the hostilities continue between Israel and Gaza. But joining me now to explain what this picket is all about is Yusuf Chitka from the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. Yusuf, good afternoon to you. You've come out here in numbers. I see Palestinian flags flying. Of course, just give us the context into the reason and the cause of your picket here today.
Yeah, so we're having pickets throughout South Africa, in Cape Town, in Johannesburg, in Durban, in solidarity with the Palestinians who are bombed, whose houses are being demolished, and who are being evicted and exterminated in Palestine and in Gaza in particular. It is an apartheid regime. The apartheid regime of Israel has made its intention clear, where there's a blockade of Gaza, there's a blockade of the West Bank, and they're bombing the people, and hundreds have died, close to 1,000, including hundreds of children. So they've asked us to support them, and we ask that the South African government expels the Israeli ambassador. And this center here, Samson Center, is the center for a Zionist network, the Jewish National Fund, the Israeli Center, and the Recruit and South African Zionist Federation, and the South African Jewish Board of Deputies. There is a Zionist network operating here, recruiting people to the Israeli Defense Forces, and these Zionists and the Zionist oligarchs enable and fund the genocide of Gazans and Palestinians in Palestine currently. And we're asking the South African government to put a stop to it, to put a stop to the recruitment of soldiers into the Israeli army, into the Israeli Defense Forces, into the Israeli occupation forces who are committing war crimes. We're asking for the siege on Gaza to be lifted, and we're asking for humanitarian aid to flow into there.
We've seen over the weekend that there's been killings on both sides. The attack by Hamas on Israel has been described by, among others, the South African Jewish Board of Deputies as indiscriminate killing, and that it cannot be justified. What is your response to that?
Yeah. For 75 years, if you want to ask about indiscriminate killings, the indiscriminate bombing in the middle of the night on Gaza, a population of 2.2 million people, that is indiscriminate killings. They've backtracked on the falseness, on the falsehoods that they spread, that all kinds of atrocities have been committed. They've backtracked on that, and they're fabricating that. It's typical Zionist propaganda to distract us from the 75-year occupation, from the crime of apartheid that they're committing, from their settler colonialism. And our job here is to dismantle apartheid in Israel.
Is a two-state solution
successfully as we dismantled apartheid in South Africa?
Is a two-state solution the way to go for that region?
The two-state solution is dead. Israel killed it. Israel killed it a long time ago. You will see here that we're asking not only for the bombing to stop, but we're asking for a return of the refugees. Return of the 6 million refugees, all of them, and where they're going to go to. The reason why people escaped the prison of Gaza, the reason why they did that, because their homes are the places which they went to. They are returning to their homes, and Gazans are 75% refugees from the surrounding area of Gaza, from Ashkelon and all those other places, and they've returned there, and they're going to grab the lands back, and they claim it back, and they're going to expel all the illegal settlers from there until South Africa, Palestine is free. and it's a just and equal society in Palestine.
Yusuf Chitka, thank you so much for speaking to me. Of course, they're the Cape coordinator for the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. They're out here in Cape Town picketing outside the Samson Centre as well as opposite this South African Jewish Museum. And the message, as you've heard from Yusuf just now, is clear: a free Palestine.